Jeet Kune Do still sucks for self-defense, and you JKD fanboys can cry all you want because hero worship doesn't turn a dead man's personal experiment into a functional combat system. I already exposed this JKD fantasy once before, and now I'm giving you 5 more reasons why Jeet Kune Do is garbage when the fight goes from Enter the Dragon straight into Enter the Body Bag. Let's check it out. And before the Bruce Lee worshippers start crying, let me make something perfectly clear. This video is not an attack on Bruce Lee. I have tremendous respect for the man, his physical talent, his innovation, and his willingness to break away from traditional systems. My problem is with the pathetic Jeet Kune Do cultist, the man-children who took Bruce Lee's personal training experiment and turned it into a sacred religion while pretending it's some unstoppable street survival system. Bruce Lee was a trailblazer. You clowns turned his ideas into a delusional cult complete with wooden dummies, sticky hand circle jerks, and philosophical slogans that get you killed in the real world. I already tore Jeet Kune Do apart in a previous video, and the response was exactly what I expected. No tactical rebuttals, no intelligent counter-arguments. Just an army of triggered JKD fanboys throwing tantrums in the comments like I just kicked their daddy in the balls. Because that's what happens when you dare question their sacred little martial arts religion. In my first video, I exposed the trapping fantasy, the attack by draw suicide method, the indirect attack nonsense, the delusional sparring concepts, and the pathetic pre-contact failures that get you killed the second real violence shows up. That video generated over 1,000 comments, and to this day, not one single person has delivered a serious tactical rebuttal to anything I said. Not one. Don't believe me? Go look. It's all insults, hero worship, copium, slogan vomiting, and desperate "you don't understand JKD" excuses. And that's because the JKD cult doesn't defend their martial art with facts. They hide behind Bruce Lee's name like a security blanket. They parrot, absorb what is useful, like it's some magic answer against criticism. As I've said dozens of times, Jeet Kune Do is not a reality-based self-defense solution. It's a Frankenstein martial art wrapped in nostalgia and hero worship. And once you drag it out of the movie theater and into the ugly chaos of the street, the whole thing falls apart. It fails because entire domains of reality-based self-defense survival are missing from Jeet Kune Do. My video only scratched the surface, so now we're gonna go deeper with 5 more truthful reasons why Jeet Kune Do sucks for self-defense and why the cult is about to have another glorious meltdown. The first reason Jeet Kune Do sucks for real self-defense is because it has zero legal survival doctrine. Of course, the fanboys are already confused. They think self-defense is just punching, kicking, trapping, and quoting Bruce Lee like a fortune cookie. Newsflash, my little children, real violence does not magically end when the other guy hits the ground. That's actually when the second fight begins, the legal one. And JKD leaves you standing there with your in your hand and no clue what to say when the cops show up. Where's the training on use of force, reasonable fear, imminent threat, proportional response, when to shut the hell up and disengage, how to talk to police, how to articulate exactly why you did what you did so you don't get destroyed in court? In the real world, you're not just fighting the attacker, you're fighting camera footage, lying witnesses, ambitious prosecutors, civil lawsuits, and the guy who was trying to kill you 5 seconds ago suddenly playing victim But sure, keep telling yourself, be like water, will save you when you're sitting in an interrogation room trying to explain why your little JKD game got your ass beat and still landed you in cuffs. A legitimate, reality-based self-defense system teaches threat assessment and judgment. It teaches when to strike first, when to stop, and how not to ruin your entire life after the adrenaline wears off. JKD teaches none of that. Hey, we're about to get back to the video, but let me ask you something. Do you want to legitimately accelerate your self-defense skills? And are you tired of being misled by unqualified wannabe experts with zero credibility and no understanding of real-world violence? If the answer is yes, now is the time to join my War Machine memberships. You get access to the CFA Video Vault, a massive private library of full-length instructional videos covering real-world self-defense. You also get exclusive full-feature video content, downloadable training PDFs, private membership updates, and direct insight you're not going to find anywhere else. And for those of you who want the highest level of access, War Machine Ultimate takes it even further with direct CFA instruction, structured training modules, rank path preparation, and exclusive specialized combat programs, including the Widowmaker program, Feral Fighting, Savage Street Fighting, and Warblade 2 Knife Combat. As a War Machine member, you have direct access to me in the comment section of all my videos. So if you have questions, you're gonna get real, detailed answers from me and not some random keyboard warrior. So if you're serious about mastering real-world combat skills, hit the join button below and you'll be taken to the War Machine membership page where you can see all the available levels and choose the one that fits your goals. Now, let's get back to the lesson. The second reason Jeet Kune Do fails on the street is that it has zero methodology for creating cognitive shutdown in the attacker. Of course, the Jeet Kune Do fanboys are already scratching their heads because they think violence is some elegant, tactical chess match, two enlightened warriors at the perfect range, reading rhythm, throwing feints, and waiting for the perfect moment to intercept like it's a Bruce Lee movie. Real violence is not a dance recital. It's fast, ugly, chaotic, and adrenalized. The attacker is going to crash into you, tackle you, smash your face, stab you, or overwhelm you before your brain even catches up. He's not waiting for your clever timing. He's trying to turn your skull into a hood ornament. And what does Jeet Kune Do give you for that moment? Glorified sparring drills and useless techniques from the 1970s. A legitimate RBSD system must have combat methodologies that overload the attacker's nervous system instantly. It must smash his balance, destroy his vision, interrupt his breathing, flood his brain with pain and shock, and shut his ability to think, adapt, or continue his assault. JKD doesn't teach any of that. It's still stuck in 1973 Fantasyland, pretending formlessness will save you when a raging, drugged-up animal is trying to run you over like a freight train. The third reason Jeet Kune Do sucks for the street is simple. It falls apart the moment weapons enter the fight. And yes, that alone should disqualify it as anything remotely serious. The JKD fanboys still live in their delusional little fantasy where violence is always two shirtless guys bouncing around at perfect range, exchanging clean punches like they're filming a Bruce Lee sequel. Once again, in the real world, street criminals bring knives, guns, bottles, pipes, bats, machetes, screwdrivers, tire irons, whatever they can use to crack your skull open like a piñata. So, where's JKD's answer for that? Where's the knife defense tactics? Where are the gun disarms? Where's the machete survival skills? Or what about the baseball bat defense skills? Where is the defense against pipes, bottles, hammers, tire irons, screwdrivers, and other improvised weapons people actually use in the street. Where is the weapon retention training when someone tries to take your gun, your knife, your baton, or your defensive tool away from you? Nowhere. It doesn't exist. Then, when the JKD clowns try to patch that gaping hole, they run straight back to the same pathetic dumpster fire I've torched before. Wing Chun Kung Fu, Filipino martial arts, limb destructions, trapping sequences, and those laughably stupid choreographed disarms that only work when your training partner is super cooperative or completely stoned. If your martial art can't handle armed violence, it's not a street self-defense system. It's a joke for nostalgic man-children who like wearing yellow tracksuits and pretending they're very dangerous. I'm pleased to announce that my new book, Shut Up and Learn: The Brutal Truth About Self-Defense, Street Fighting, and Martial Arts, is now officially available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle editions. You can scan the QR code on the screen or use the Amazon link in the description down below to get your copy today. This book teaches you how to think, train, and fight for real-world violence. You'll learn how to recognize the difference between fantasy-based martial arts and functional combat, how to identify dangerous training mistakes, and how to understand the psychology of violent encounters, and more importantly, how to develop the kind of practical fighting skills that actually work when it matters the most. This book was written for people who want the truth about real-world self-defense. No belts, no rituals, no nonsense. Reason number 4 is the dirty little secret the JKD cultists don't want exposed. Jeet Kune Do sucks for real self-defense because its entire foundation, its nucleus, is still Wing Chun Kung Fu. And that's a fatal, embarrassing problem because Wing Chun Kung Fu has been the longest running joke in the reality-based self-defense industry for decades. Wing Chun is quite possibly one of the most delusional, unrealistic martial arts ever created in the history of mankind. No amount of Bruce Lee mythology or philosophical perfume can wash that stink off. And before the JKD clown boys start screaming, "That's not true," go read Dan Inosanto's own books. The man flat out states that Wing Chun is the nucleus of Jeet Kune Do. That means all the centerline obsession, the trapping fantasies, the immobilization attacks, the sticky hand circle jerks come straight from one of the most comically impractical fighting systems ever invented. Wing Chun isn't feared on the streets. It's laughed at by people who've actually been in real-world violence. Look at the wooden dummy, the perfect symbol of the delusion. Grown men slapping a wooden coat rack for hours, pretending it teaches them how to fight a violent, adrenalized human. Violent street criminals don't just stand there like an obedient training partner while you rehearse another useless fantasy sequence. Then there's Chi Sao, two dudes rubbing arms together, training sensitivity that never exists when a pissed off animal is trying to cave your skull in. Here's another dirty little secret the JKD people don't want you to notice. They love to act like they've transcended traditional martial arts, but their art is still infected with Wing Chun Kung Fu. JKD did not escape the fantasy. It just repackaged it with better marketing so the fanboys can still feel superior while still training like it's 1965. The fifth and final reason Jeet Kune Do sucks for the street is simple. It falls apart the moment you're faced with multiple attackers. The knuckle-dragging fanboys still live in their little fantasy where violence is always one opponent standing in front of them, bouncing in a fighting stance, waiting to trade techniques like it's a Bruce Lee movie audition. In the real world, attackers rarely come alone. They come in packs. They feed off each other. They surround you, flank you, distract you, blindside you, and swarm you the second one of them starts swinging. It's not a duel, it's a pack hunt. And JKD's grand strategy for that? JKD is obsessed with single opponent interception theory, trapping range rhythm, and all the other 1973 nostalgia bullshit. The moment a second or third guy joins the party, all the pretty be like water philosophy goes straight down the toilet. A legitimate combat system teaches you how to manage group pressure, using movement to avoid being surrounded, weaponizing terrain, walls, cars, and doorways to limit numbers, how to identify the leader versus the followers, counter-flanking, escaping through the weakest link, and turning the fight into a manageable situation instead of letting the whole pack dogpile you. If your martial art has no real answer for multiple attackers, it's not a self-defense system. It's just philosophical cosplay for lonely man-children who spent 20 years jerking off to Enter the Dragon and now think personal expression and broken rhythm will protect them when the whole crew decides it's group therapy with boots. So there you have it. 5 more reasons why Jeet Kune Do is completely useless for real-world self-defense. And I already know exactly what's coming in the comments. The same tired garbage as last time. Triggered fanboy meltdowns, personal attacks, Bruce Lee worship, slogan vomiting, and desperate excuses. Anything except actually addressing the tactical deficiencies I just laid out. Because that's what brain-dead cultists do. They don't debate facts. They throw tantrums when someone turns their sacred cow into hamburger. So go ahead, JKD clowns, prove me right. Flood the comments with your cognitive dissonance like you always do. And for the people out there who actually enjoyed this video and want me to keep destroying sacred martial art cows, smash the like button, drop a comment, and let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next video.
From the ancient Colosseum, where gladiators lived and died, to the storm-torn seas, where iron met flesh upon shattered decks, to the battlefield, where wrath carved kingdoms in blood, bone, and steel, we follow the War Machine. War Machine Chronicles celebrates the warrior archetype, the ethos society seeks to suppress, to soften, to erase. From the age of iron and blood, where warriors roared defiance in the face of death, to all men who still feel the war drum beat beneath their skin, written for fighters, soldiers, and survivors. For those who still walk the edge, it is transformation, forged to harden the mind, discipline the body, and sharpen the will. War Machine Chronicles, not just a book, it's a sacred codex of wrath. Over 300 pages, more than 100 haunting illustrations, combat verse, and lethal philosophy forged by Sammy Franco. War Machine Chronicles, not just a story, but a weapon. It teaches, it tests, it transforms. War Machine Chronicles, available now on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle.